Hello guys and welcome back once again to the 360 printing tutorial. In this tutorial, I will show you how you will be able to create an art or a company logo on a cappuccino drink using an acetate plastic. I divided this tutorial into three different segments: preparation of the file, cutting, and demonstration on how to use the stencil. So without further ado, let's start the procedures. Let's prepare the file. You can use CorelDRAW or Adobe Illustrator to prepare your .dxf file. Open a new canvas and name it whichever name you prefer. Then, select A4 size paper. Change the unit to centimeter, and for the color mode, regardless if you will use CMYK or RGB, as there will be no difference. Then press OK. Open your logo and make sure that your logo is in vector format. Copy and paste your logo to your new canvas and resize it accordingly. You can change the color to black since we don't require any color during our cutting process. Select the ellipse tool and create a round shape with height equals to 9 cm and width equals to 9 cm as well, or just simply 9 cm for diameter. Normal maps only measures 7.5 cm to 8 cm. You can make it a little bit bigger so it can easily sit on the top of the mag. Select Swap Fill and Stroke. Make sure that your logo has 6 cm maximum width or height only to fit inside the mug. Place the logo inside of it. Save your file to AI format if you're using Illustrator, or .ctr if you're using a CorelDRAW. We're almost done. Finally, we need to export the file to AutoCAD interchange file or .dxf. This is the file format that is required or readable by Silhouette Studio. Now that we're done in our first phase, let's proceed with our second phase, which is the cutting process. There are two ways of cutting the stencil. We can do either manual cutting or by using Cameo cutting machine and the Silhouette Studio program that is included to it. If you decide to cut it manually, much better if you will print a copy of the logo on a plain white paper and use it as a guide. Place it at the back of the plastic acetate and use a cutter to cut it as precise as you can. I'd recommend that at first, you apply a lighter force with the cutter, which will create a guide that you'll be using during the second time that you run through the blade with a greater force. This way you may minimize the error. Be careful in using the cutter, especially with the plastic material, as it has a tendency to slide and might cut your skin. The second and the easiest way is by using a Cameo cutting machine and a Silhouette Studio. Simply open the Silhouette Studio and import the .dxf file that we have saved a while ago. Press File, Library, and import the library. Then locate the file. It will automatically store in the library so we can access it anytime we need it. One more thing that I forgot to mention is that we need to make sure that the circle inside the number 6 should be connected to the background. You can do it in Illustrator or in CorelDRAW before bringing it here. But since we're already in this stage, let's just do this directly from this program. Just simply hold the line tools and choose Draw a Curve Shape. While selecting Draw a Curve Shape tool, click the background and follow the curves. Select the line and number 6 and press Modify, then Divide. Then select all the unnecessary lines and delete it. Select the whole image and group it. Resize the image to 9 cm diameter and place it on the left top corner of the canvas. Once you finalize the lines that you're going to cut, press the send button and select shrink plastic as material type. By default, it will provide you an initial settings like speed equals to 1, force equals 33, and passes equals to 2. It means that the plastic is too thick, that the blade needs to pass through every lines twice just to cut it properly. Normally, Silhouette Studio already has a standard settings for all common types of materials, so you only need to specify or choose the correct settings. Let's switch on our Cameo Cutter and place the plastic acetate on a sticky cutting mat. Align the mat on the edge of the machine and press the load button to fit the material. You need to place the blade on your prepared starting point. You can press the arrow keys button to specify the starting point. Test the settings by pressing the test button before you start with your final cut to minimize your wastage and to make sure that you're using the right settings for your material. Cameo will automatically adjust the blade based on the settings provided in the Silhouette Studio. Unload the cutting mat and check if the settings are perfectly correct to cut the plastic material. If not, then try to increase the number of pass. Peel off the plastic carefully. You can use cutter or pointed material if needed. Now that we are sure with our blade settings, we can proceed with our final cutting. As you can see, this is the reason why we needed to extend or connect the background to the inner part of the number 6. This is to make sure that it will hold and stay in place. Otherwise, it will just fill up as well. I also created 3 more options to show some other design ideas that are interesting and put some twist on your cappuccino drink. Now that we already prepared our stencil, let us go to the last part of our tutorial. In pouring the milk, make sure that foam will not reach the lid of the mug. Put at least 3 mm gap between the lid and the foam. Thank you for watching.